Righty, so I've given these a good scrub up and a clean on the inside, clean them with a brake clean. I have to give them another rinse to get rid of the tar and shit out of there. I've got some of the glue off that was in places where I didn't want it, but I really want to wait now until I do much more, until I get this plastic welding kit here with the staples, and I don't know how it's going to go because it's actually pretty thin, this shit. I'm hoping they'll work, but basically the plan is, once I sort of get that done, I want to rough the inside of these up, lay some glass mat in there and paint some glass mat in there. So obviously you have to give them a really good clean up and whatever. Lay some glass mat in there, try and get a bit of guts into these things so they're not quite so flimsy, and obviously fix these broken bits and whatever, get that all glass back together. I want to try and get these pieces glued back on here. I might even glass them back on to a degree. Obviously I can't go so far in, so we'll have to tape that off with a bit of masking tape or whatever, the depth that this is going to slip back in there. But yeah, I might even glass over these as well. Just get a decent bit of guts in there. It doesn't need to be much, maybe 1 or 2 layers tops. But I might have to go get some more stuff I don't have. I've had this for a long time, and there's not a lot in there. There's probably, I don't know, a third, maybe, if that in there. I don't think it's going to be enough to do what I want to do, so I might have to go see if I can get some more or get another batch. I've got plenty of mat there. I might have to go see if I can go get another batch of something like that I can mix up to do that. So I have to go hunt that down. I've given these areas a quick clean. So yeah, we need to get that one off. Need to get this other piece off here. So again, when I'm glassing and whatever, I actually want to put that into here where it was meant to be. Need to work out exactly where that needs to sit, and glass this onto there instead of using frickin' whatever they've used, like the body, not sealer, but it would have been that, you know what I mean, it would be body seam sealer or something similar to that sort of thing. Get them glassed onto there, at least, so these can come on and off if needed, and see if we can work out a better way to do that. And then obviously I want to get in there and do that stuff as well, but I'm going to probably, I don't know, I'll have to see what's involved in getting that tow bar out of the road, just so I can get in behind here. We'll get the number plate off it. I might have we lie down there now, and see what he knows. See if that's easy to get off. If it's not easy to get off, I'll just leave it there. Right, morning. So I got me plastic welder gun staple kitty thing that turned up. When I ordered it off their website, I used it years ago, and I think the last time I used it, I was at Mum and Dad's trying to sort out some stuff, so it still had the edge, so I just sent it to there instead of at home. So this is the gun. So this is set up for 220 volts, 240 volts, around about there, 230, yeah. Because here everything here is either 240 or 3-phase. We used to have 110 in bathrooms years ago, but that's not really a thing anymore. And then it's got a whole series of packets of these, plus some in this little container here as well. I think these are just extras of these, I'm not 100% sure. So I need to have a decent look at these and just work out what I'm going to use in this, because this is very, very thin. Unfortunately, it's a lot thinner than I thought it would have been originally. So but this is what I'm going to use to help strengthen these cracks up. Well, let's give you a wee close up just of what I've done so you can sort of see. I'll put one of those straight ones in the air. Yeah, put a row around that crack, but a few in that crack there. One of those little corner ones in there. So there's only one I didn't really use. There's one like that, but it goes in. So you could probably like use it like on this sort of area if there was a crack through there. You know, you could put it and reinforce in that area. And on here, we're done all the way down there, and there. Yeah. The only thing I don't like about the little pliers that come with it, they would have been better off if they were flush cuts. So they leave like a little, they leave it up a little bit, because they're just regular sort of freaking little side cutters. If they were probably sort of flush cuts, it would be better because you'd better cut them down a bit closer. But you're going to grind them off anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But they just would have been less, you know, less likely to catch your hand on it or whatever afterwards, if you know what I mean. You know, we'll trim them off and then we'll hit them with the Rolox. I might find my other one with a bigger backing. We'll just knock these down a little bit, just give it a wee whiz up, and then we'll turn her over and we'll start doing this. Oh, I was going to do those too. Going to use a couple of those things to help put those other bits of those back on. And then, yeah, like I said, we'll glass, probably put some tape down here or something like that I can pull out, because it's going to slip back over the body, over this edge. So we're going to come back in here, so those tongues are going to be, they stick out to here, so we can't go back in there, but we can put 2 or 3 of those, or a couple of those things in there to help hold them in place in the meantime. Then we'll just we'll ruffle this up underneath here and we'll put them on, and then we'll glass over top on the resin hole, hopefully, you know, sort of mush it around underneath it, and it'll hold it all together. It's only just to help hold it in place as you all the glue holds, basically, because it's glued in around here and all around the edges. So yeah, cheer up, we'll get it done. We'll just trim all this shit off the outside, and then we'll fix that, and we'll get it prepped on the inside for whatever, but we'll knock all this down and we'll rough all this up on the outside so we can lay some, I'll put a little bit of glass filler on here, thin, we'll give it quite a wee grind up, and we'll probably sand the rest of it, and we'll put a little bit of that glass filler, and then we'll get it prepped for that glass filler, and we'll get it prepped for fiberglass on the inside too. I didn't actually have a look how much was in there. I guess it was probably, I don't know. Yeah, it might have been half that. So it wouldn't add a lot in there. 150, 160 mils. So if I get one of the smaller ones, that's going to have about double the amount in it, or a bit more. That should be plenty to finish it off. And I can put a bit more on there, and then we can layer this up as well. I was just thinking about too, on the inside, to tidy things up a little bit if I really wanted to. After having the glass, putting the fiberglass in there, I can always use a bit of this fiberglass body filler in there too if I wanted to. And I could lay that in just to tidy things up a little bit. Once I sort of ground stuff up, I could probably lay a bit of that just to smooth it out a little bit. And then we're going to clean it up, and I'm going to spray that, we'll mask out the taillight housing piece, and we'll spray some of that black underbody sealer in there, so that'll make it look tighter again. You're not going to see all the fiberglass resin and shit in there, and then it'll give it some strength too from freaking stones and shit bashing on shit, because it's right, it's right in the firing line of the rear tyres. So yeah, we'll be good. Righty, so this is the next little tin of glass resin I've got. So it's only a little one. I think it'll be about 250 mils. Is that what this container is? Well, it says grams, it doesn't say mils, whereas the old bottle, whatever I did with that, here, it was actually in mils. Yeah, so that was like half a litre. So this, in theory, is half that size. So it should do what I need to do. Like, it was only like maybe a quarter of that in there, so it should be good. It should be good. Probably should have got the bigger tin, but it did. Could have done with a little bit more, but I think it'll do. When it's fully cured up, I'll mix up a bit of that fiberglass body filler resin stuff, and we'll smear it in here and make it a bit nicer, a wee bit stronger. Just give it a wee bit more. Like we've roughed it up. We'll probably actually just lightly run over this a little bit with the roll-locks. Just hustle it up, clean it up a little bit when it's cured. Make sure we can get these bits in, like we'll just run in there and clean all that shit up around those metal tags. Yeah, and then we'll put a bit of that. We'll mix up a decent batch of that. We'll smear that in there as well. But that's given it some decent reinforcing. Yeah, and we should be good then. And then we can do the outside body work. And we can give it a quick sand up on the inside, and then we'll take this off, and then we'll spray that black shit in there. Obviously we'll put a bit of tape in there so we don't get the black shit in around that. And we'll give that a freaking good coat, a really good coating. Yeah, and then we can finish the outside body work. Righty, morning everybody. So this stuff's still struggling to go off. The weekend has not been warm at all. We probably haven't got above sort of maybe 10 or 12 C tops at the best of times. So this is still very sticky. Hasn't really cured off at all. It's cured, but it's not curing completely. Like this is now. So I've done this Friday afternoon. It's now Monday morning, and it's, yeah. So I've got to shed away into a little message. So I'll just sort of come in here, sit this back. It's quite a decent distance back. Like it's not as though it's like right up here. I've just lifted that about half an inch at the back, and I just set that on a bucket. So just get a bit of hot, well, just warm air blowing across it, and see if we can get that to at least trying to finish curing, I guess. Right, I haven't really showed much down here, so I've just ground back the areas that were stone damaged in bits and pieces and wherever, just with the little roll-locks actually on the drill, since it just goes a little bit slower with fiberglass. But so yeah, I'm going to just put some of that fiberglass filler back over where I've ground out the chips and the dents and the marks and whatever. So we'll let that cure, and then we'll knock that down, and then I'll start sanding in around the back here, at least get this partly prepped, and then we can put a little, probably even just a little normal filler in there or whatever. And then I've got to take that trailer hitch plug off, electrical plug. I probably can get the tow bar out, but it's going to be awkward. It's very, very tight in there. I did think about dropping the tow bar right out of the road to spray it, but I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. I'm going to try and mask around that friggin', must be like it's the tag for body. Like a, I don't know. I'll tape over and I'll blend the paint back into where underneath the number plate. It's not obvious, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and we'll go below where that piece is. We're not going to be painting up there much anyway, but I'll just mask it out in there, and we'll just scuff all that, and then we can just flick it up into that area and hopefully blend it out across the bottom and underneath the number plate somewhere. We'll do it, and within this here and then back up around there, we'll just blend it in that piece. Hopefully it's nice close match and we won't have to paint that whole area. We'll just cross that bridge later, and we'll scuff back and whatever, and we'll just see what happens. Righty, so it's Tuesday? No, Monday? Tuesday. Yeah, so this is almost gone off. It's still tacky in a couple places, but it's freaking taking forever to go off. So hopefully by tomorrow that will be cured enough that maybe I can start, don't know, roughing it up and sanding it, whatever. This one here is better. I think it's still a little bit gooey, but I think it's where they where I put that other newer resin. I don't know, maybe I just didn't mix it and let it sit long enough. I'm not sure. Like the old school, well, I wouldn't say old school, but it's more two-pot, if you know what I mean. Like it's got a heavier ratio, whereas this is, it's got a catalyst, you know, and it's only a small little tin. Like that tin's about half the size of what that is, but like there's way less hardener or catalyst in it. I just wondered maybe I just didn't leave it long enough to sit in the cup before I used it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think that's possibly a little bit why it took a wee bit long to go off, but shit, it's like Friday to Tuesday and it's still, it is cured, but it's still, it really needs another couple of days. Like I think if it was, because it's been so cool, it's been a fight. But I think if it was, you know, like 20C or I don't know, like 65 Fahrenheit or whatever, you know, somewhere in that sort of ballpark, you know, where it's at quite a nice temperature. I think it would have went off quite quick, but it's been a shit fight. I'm just thinking I want to just grab that cord. A minute. I've just shifted the heater so it's a bit over near the back of the camper. I'm just doing a little bit of final work over there. Because I've just about got ready for, what do I call it? I want to mix up a bit of, one little last bit of glazing putty, and then probably do a little last sand and mix up some high build. Sorry about the fucking shaky camera there. So I've done a bit of, I put a bit of that in the back where it damaged. I think I've done some video on that, I'm not sure. So I roughed it out with, I didn't use the ear die grinder, I used just a drill with one of the other old worn out die grinder bases with a 3-inch disc. And we went around through and roughed all the bits up that needed roughed up, and dug into where all the stone chips were. And then I put that fiberglass filler in, kitty here type stuff. And then I've just went over with some glazing putty and filled in. There's a couple of little marks I still want to fill in with some glazing putty. I'll probably just won't need much, and then I'll just better smear it into a few lines with my finger, and then I want to sand that off again. And then that's why I want to bring the heater over here, just to blow some warm air this direction. And obviously we could blow around this area to get rid of some dust and shit. But then I've sanded with the DA up into these areas. I don't want to put primer way up there, but I just want to prime and sort of around the bits that are damaged and a little bit up into those edges pieces, so I can smooth it out. But I'm just going to put it on with one of those little rollers or something like that. Just roll it on out of the little tray. So I only need to mix up a lot, and I better put hopefully a couple of coats in there. It only really needs to be on this bottom section. Doesn't need to be on there. I'd like to add some onto that other piece, but at least if I can get this done, I can soon mix up some more and do that. I've got a couple spare rollers there. I would have liked to have done it the whole lot, but that's just stuff's taken way too long for me to. If I can get this ready to go and get it sanded up and left, when I get that stuff then I can keep prepping. So I want to get this done too, but I'm being lazy lately. I haven't got much freaking work to do, so I'm just trying to spread it out as I'm sort of going. Until I know that the next job is coming in. So I'm just trying to fill in time, if you know what I mean. Doing bits and pieces. It's cold, so it takes a wee bit longer for shit to work anyway. So, but yeah, if I can get that heater over here, get that blowing this direction, get that little bit of glaze in there, knock that off. That won't take long to dry with a wee bit of heat from the sand, and then I'll mix up that bit of primer in the tray. Just use a bit of food wrap in the tray so it doesn't, whatever. And then we'll just throw the roller away when we're finished. It's a bit of a pain in the butt. But I've got a couple, I think, yeah, I've got 3, so I can have a couple of 3 goes with that tray. Just have to mix up some primer. We sort out here, but I'll get that sorted. We'll get the heat blowing that direction, and then we'll be good. Where am I going to plug into? I'm just thinking. I tell you what, the paint roller, the little tray with those little foam rollers, is fucking one of the best ways to do that. There's no fucking mess. You know what I mean? Like, you're not spraying shit everywhere. Sure, if you're doing a big job, yeah, fine. But like these little foam type rollers here, you just use a bit of food wrap in your tray so you can just peel it off, throw it away, throw the roller away. No, well, the roller's probably, I don't know, say $2. And, you know, I don't know, 5 cents, 10 cents worth of frickin' Glad wrap, or food wrap, what do you want to call it. So yeah, just roll on, leave it for a couple of minutes, roll another coat on. Really easy to get a bit of primer on something if you're just doing a small area. You don't want to fucking spray overspray everything and tape everything out. And you're just trying to pick something up. It's still automotive primer, it's still going on just as well. You know, I'll climb down here and we'll show you. That's going alright. A few coats of that, like a little bit of primer in the mix up in the cup, pour it in there, fucking roll it on. Like, sure, you're not going to get it every nook and cranny, but it doesn't matter. You know, when you're just going to flick a bit of paint in there, you know, colour it up, just blend it up to that top piece. You know, we'll mask out around here, you know, wherever we need to mask out when we do the final sand out a bit of 400 and get it all smoothed out. Does it fucking matter if you put it on with a roller? For a little job like this, it's so fucking handy. Easy. I wish I'd done this around the front. Alright. I'm going to show you. Just took a little bit of primer then, not a lot. And we'll just friggin' just roll it on. Yeah, it's just like paint the fucking wall of the bedroom. Roll it into the edges, whatever way you want to put it on there. Easy, really. You know, a couple of times just to even it out, if you have to. Shit. It's pretty simple. Dab a bit in here with it, you can't get into very easy. And we're gonna sand it out, so what does it matter? You know what I mean? Come along with your roller if you want to. Just even it up a little bit. It's freaking simple shit. Sorry, camera work's probably pretty shitty. I need a little fucking tripod, but you know, yep. Been a bit sloppy there, but yeah. Couple more coats like that to get rid of this tray, and we'll be done. Right, so that's that done. Now, you know, we'll just have to wait for that dry. We'll give that a sand out tomorrow and see where we're at. See whether we need any more primer on there or need to do anything else. But it's frickin' plenty of primer on there. It's so fucking simple. I'll just flick this heater off. I'll let it go for a little bit longer and then I'll flick it off. But yeah, just pull the cling film out of there, or the food wrap, whatever you want to call it. You know, pull the roll off there. And throw it in the bin. Right, morning. So, came down here last night with the missus and gooed the rubber on the glass, and we just taped it into the corners because it was trying to fall off. So just try and get it to, well, I wouldn't say set, but it's just to try and get it to a sort of hold position. So I'm not going to worry about putting that in the moment. I want to dabble a bit more with the back of this, probably block, I wouldn't say block, but sand that out, and then I want to have a good look at these other bits. I'm just going to flick this on, get some freaking heat in here, And these bits over here, last night when I looked, they're getting really close to being dry. Yeah, almost. A lot of places like that's barely tacky, if you know what I mean, like in places. So that's just about cured up. I could just about probably start cleaning some of this shit up without. I would like to just rough this over with a Rolex and what do we call it? Smear some of that glass filler in there. But I just leave that. But I think I can probably start cleaning out the outside. At least I can sort of handle it now. I'm not covered in shit. That was the biggest problem. So we can probably just clean this up. Probably get the DA, run over all this stuff. You know, sort of knock this back a little bit. Get some glass filler on the outside at least. And sort of get these half prepped. And just knock all the hairy stuff down around the edges anyway. And go from there. At least get these into that next sort of stage. Get all the shit off that definitely doesn't need to be there. It's got stuck definitely just screwing with shit. So we'll do that, and yeah, and we'll sand down that. What I might do is bring the DA over here and we'll run over this. We'll clean these up first, and actually I might take these over and do them on the table. At least then they'll be sort of near that main heat source where it's got a bit of heat blowing in that direction. And I can do them over there, and I can sort of bounce backwards and forwards between sanding and sanding, I guess. We'll do that, and yeah, we'll come back to you shortly. Right, so we've got some filler on there. So basically, I probably want to put a little bit more primer on there in just a couple of spots. There's a couple of little low, like just, I wouldn't say low, but a couple of little marks just in some of that groove area where it sort of hooks in and then comes back out. A couple of little spots that probably need a little bit more primer on. But I'm not going to put the primer on there now. So we'll wait till we get these all sort of finalised, ready for some primer, and then when we roll it on there, we'll do it on here as well, if you know what I mean. So so that should work, and so that's cool. So I'll just let that, I could probably just almost knock it back. I'll let it go a little longer, and then we can knock that down, reapply if needed, and go from there basically. So that's kind of where we're at. Right, so I knocked down that filler before, so once you mix up a wee bit of glaze, I'm going to just do some bits. This one isn't quite so bad. This one isn't quite so bad. I think I'd probably just about get away with primer on that, apart from a couple of little bits. But this has got like a deep gouge in it, and I'd like to just spread a bit more, obviously over this, a wee bit more thickness. Well, I wouldn't say thickness, but just to fill this bit there, and just put a bit more on, just put a bit on here just to help fill these sort of ugly spots, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, it's pretty much it. And I think the rest, once I've finished cleaning up and sanding properly, we'll get with, you know, a couple of coats of primer when we get that far. Righty, morning everybody. So I'm just piecing the front end together while I'm just waiting on some other stuff to dry down the back. I'll just put a bit more stuff on a couple of those bits in the corners. I've got to do a little bit of sanding around the back. I sort of might get the headlight on and some of these plastics and stuff back on this thing, and just work out a few things. I replaced some of the screws in here for, I don't know whether they at some point, probably when this has been apart to build the camper, whether they put the wrong screws in there, because these seem to be very short. They were barely grabbing the mounting points underneath. So I hunted through my screws and found a couple of screws that I could poke in there that were a bit better. And they just seem to be short. Like they, where's the, there's only one on here, up here. The rest is held, oh, there's one here as well. But these ones here aren't too bad, and then they're held down with the white pivots. But yeah, I don't know, it's just, might be some other clips as there maybe. But yeah, just seem to want to be not grabbed terribly well. So I replaced them, found some slightly longer stuff. That's actually one thing I need to, I actually really should go to some of the car dismantling places and just undo like a whole heap of bits and pieces, like, or even just go see if I can get some big boxes of screws and stuff. That's what I used to do when I used to strip cars from my father, like way back in the 90s. And we just used to get buckets and throw all the nuts and bolts and screws and stuff in. And it was quite handy. Dad used to have lots of that sort of stuff, but you know, it's 24 years since he had the part dismantling place, so you know, you can only keep them for so long, you know, as you use them. So, but anyway, we're getting this stuff pieced together. I'll have to slip the grill piece in the bumper, a few other bits and pieces like that, and then we'll just keep putting it together. Right, morning everybody. So, just in the midst of getting ready to put some primer on these bits. Again, we're just going to roll it on like we did the other day. So I've got a couple little tips for you. So I've just had this, I've just turned the heater off so it's not so fucking noisy. So I've just had this sitting in front of the heater on a bucket, just for a few minutes trying to get a bit of warmth in it because it's cold. Like the other thing you can do is, if you had a decent like tub and put some decently warm water in it. You know, probably not hot enough to burn your hand, obviously, but at a pretty decent temp, you know. You know, you can probably put it in there fairly hot for a start off, and then we'll sort of wait till it sort of, you kind of get your hand in it, and then dunk your tin of paint in it. You know, obviously it's going to, as long as it's reasonably full, it'll sit on the bottom and the water come up around it. You know, obviously you don't want it too high, but, you know, and it'll help bring the paint up to temp, so it's not so cold. It'll spray easier or whatever. So I've had this sitting in front of there, gave it a shake a couple of times. You know, I've probably had it in front of that diesel blow heater for, I don't know, 20 minutes, I guess, maybe a little bit longer than that. So anyway, put the paint into the thing when it's pretty full. I'll take this off and quickly show you what I'm going to do. I'll just get you a little closer here. The fucking camera's not very square, but it'll do. Right, so you get your paint cut. I just want to fill it up to, I don't need a whole lot, probably up to number 3. Only reason why I'm using a slightly bigger one because I'm getting short at smaller cups. Well, not getting short, but piles of these, and I'm getting lower at the small ones. But this is a tip that I come across there a wee while ago. When you get a full spray can, and boy, does it ever work good. You don't. So if you've got a brand new, or basically new spray can, or can of paint, I should say, not spray can, a can of paint. Do this. I'm actually learnt this off watching one of Vice Grip's channels, but it was, I can't remember what the bloody guy's name is, that he helped him spray that F100 or whatever it was there just a wee while ago, like, I don't know, a month or 2 back, month or 2, 3 back. So yeah, just do that. Lift this stirring stick out. Yeah, from that. So we want to. So now we can just control the flow, nice and quiet, without making a complete fucking mess. But it's not quite so easy when it's full, but this works really well. If you just want to slow that flow down, get a wee bit more control. This works fucking really good. You can just creep up on it. You get close, just back it off. Because obviously you get a bit of residual running off. But one day, like, you know, I'd like to have one of those frickin' little paint nozzle frickin' things, you know, you can shut the paint off. This is kind of doing the same thing, if you know what I mean. Let's fold it up. Yeah, and just, you probably let it sit there and drip off for a minute, but yeah, and you, as long as you don't need any more, you're done. You know, you haven't got all that mess running down the side of the frickin' can. Easy. Just make sure you've seen that. Yeah, hopefully. Now put your lid back on your can and you're good for next time. And obviously when you get further down your can, you're not going to have to do that, but when you got that, you know, first, you know, probably good third of a can still at the top, you know what I mean? That's an nice easy way to control what you're doing. And it doesn't quite so matter if you're hardening. Because you've got a halfway decent frickin' hole to pour it out of. So I'm using fast hardener here. If you want it. Hold it in, give it a stir. Put it in the little paint tray. Just going to turn the heater back on. And we'll get rolling once I stir it up. Right, that's it done. So I'll just clean up, well, throw away the roller and the glad wrap. It should be good. I could probably mix up a little bit more and put on it, but you're probably better off just to just sand it out later on. We'll give it a couple of hours to cure. Ship back down here later on, sand them off, and then I've got one more roller if I need to go again before I have to buy some more. Yeah, I've sort of got enough to do, another coat over those if I need to. Hopefully I'll get away with just having a wee sand around the back, and that should be ready to paint. But this is it's got about 4 coats on there per se. Dries nice and quick up there, and it's got the fast hardener in it, so it'll be fine. 2 or 3 hours, it'll be fine to sand. Yeah, we'll give it a knock down with a bit of probably 220 or something like that. Give it a good scuff down, see where we're at, and at least then I can see, well, do I need another coat or do I not? And if I don't need any more, so can I get everything else prepped ready for paint? And I don't know, paint tomorrow or something like that. We'll just see where we get on. I got most of the front back together. I'm not sure if I've showed you that or not. So yeah, part of yesterday I spent putting this back together. Only thing is, I know I dropped a couple of bolts somewhere and I thought I got them, but it must have been some other ones. There's a fucking plastic cover underneath the engine, way underneath, so I might have to pop that off. This is where I'm going to find these 2 bolts that I'm missing. I found that one randomly and just poked it in there. Yeah, but frick, I thought I'd picked them all up, but obviously not, so I'll have to have a good hunt underneath or drop the belly pan off it and probably even just jack it up, drop the belly pan off and see if I can get those other couple of bolts. But yeah, I think it's going to look alright. I still haven't denibbed anything. Like that is the same colour, believe it or not. But I think it's just because it's slightly glossy. But I think if I give this a wee denib, a little bit of 1500 or 2000, and then just get a wee buff, I think it'll blend a little bit better. But it's funny, eh? Like you use a different clear and you even get a different result. But yeah, it is what it is. It's not that bad. So yeah, and obviously we still got to come around here and tidy this up. I haven't polished any of this or shit, obviously. I would like to give this a little bit of denib and a little bit of that denib and whatever. Once I've got it all back together, I can just give it a wee light wee sander where it is and just give it a quick buff and whatever. But that's basically all back together. So yeah, just got to find those other couple of bolts that I know that I dropped that I thought I'd found, but it was some of the other bolts that I'd found. Yeah, freaking pain in the ass. Like you just can't see fucking a thing down in there. I did look, but yeah, we gave the belly pan a decent bang, and there's a couple of bits fell out, but it wasn't what I wanted. So yeah, we'll find them. So or I'll have to fucking find another couple of bolts to throw in there until such time as we find them. But yeah, it's all good. Not a biggie. All right, so you just give you a bit of a closer look. Now by the time I sand that down, like obviously there's probably bound to be the odd thing that we got to rub through, whatever. But now if you're putting that on with a roller, it's a little textury, but nothing you can't, clean up with a frickin' bit of 240. You know what I mean? Or even if you had to, you could go slightly coarser for a start off. You could even do a bit of 180 or something like that if you had some, just to knock it down and whatever. But yeah, that'll give us a good base to start with, and if we have to put another couple of coats on it, fucking so be it, you know what I mean? It's not hard. But yeah, those little foam rollers are freaking awesome. Where is that? I dropped the tag out of that one before. I think I showed it anyway the other day. That little tag. Might have been over here, was it? But I fell out. Oh, there it is. Typical. Can't get it off the ground. Yeah, so that's them. This is what I've been using anyway here locally. But yeah, I'm going to I did find a place where I can buy them in a fairly good bulk. Hopefully they're similar quality to that. If they're very similar to this or even better, it'll be great. But yeah, it's just so freaking handy for a little job like that. Saves so much freaking mess spraying and whatever, like I said, a little bit of just old food wrap, glad wrap, whatever you want to freaking call it. One of those little trays, pull the glad wrap off. I just lay it in long ways and then just put another one around and sort of make sure I sort of pushed it in. Throw the roller on the handle, give it a wee push in there before I push the paint in, and then tip the paint in, and away you go. It's pretty simple. Right, I haven't done much of an update. So I've got them sanded to 400, got the back of that sanded to 400. So I've got to mask it out and cover everything up, and then obviously give everything a wipe down with wax and grease, and then I'll spray after lunch. So yeah, I was hoping to get it done this morning, but just having, because Dad's crook, dying, to be honest, because he's got this big massive growth on his hip, and they can't do anything about it. So basically, they've been giving just medication to keep him comfortable. He's able to be at home and whatever for the most part, but they put him on some freaking last Friday. So Mum and Dad, the doctors must have come and seen him on Friday or Thursday. Or was he? No, he was in town on Thursday at the hospital because he's been going in and out pretty regularly for checkups and whatever to see how he is and whatever. And occasionally they come to Mum and Dad's home. But yeah, he's been on a lot of morphine and a few other bits and pieces. But they, I don't know where the slip up went up, but they prescribed him 5 mg of methadone as well. But you didn't say to Mum that he's not meant to have the morphine with it or whatever. But holy shit, he only really had it Friday, and then they dropped it to half a dose on Saturday because Mum said he was just tripping balls. He's talking to people that weren't even there, and people were throwing like you said, people were throwing him little notes, messages, seeing people in freaking yellow raincoats and all sorts of crazy shit, and yeah, just the walls were all warping and tripping and rolling, the paint and the paper was rolling up the walls and all sorts of crazy shit. So the poor bastard was tripping flat out. And so I've been dealing with that for the last couple of days, trying to just help Mum and try and work out what the hell's going on. But yeah, we finally figured out that that he wasn't meant to be on both together. It was like fucking hell. Righty, I'll just shut the heater off for a few minutes while I just let this cure off, and then I might just kick it back in just before I start spraying again. Just clean the gun. And sprayed around the back of this as well. Hopefully it's good. It looks okay. I've sort of climbed down underneath and sprayed the best I could underneath there. Now we've got probably a couple of three, probably really 4 half decent coats in amongst the bottom of it and stuff like that, and then we sort of just, I'm going a bit lighter as I got up, kind of. So yeah, it's just a matter of really just mixing up the clear to put on. I don't know whether, because this has had a wee bit of damage before up here, I don't know whether the last time would have been clear base. I really don't know. There's the paint guys went by the silver. I said, well, probably the back of it's clear base too. I was like, oh, fuck, fine. I said, well, just make it work. So yeah, we'll leave this for a few minutes, let it reasonably cure. We've got a half decent temperature in here now. It's not hot, but it's half decent. We're about 13 degrees. It's probably still a little bit cold, but with having that heater just pumped on, I just don't want to run out of diesel and blow diesel fumes everywhere. It's bad enough with it running, but at least we've got some decent temp in here, or half decent, you know what I mean? And we've warmed up the clear, just sitting in front of the heater back, I don't know, was it 8-10 feet sort of type thing. So it should be at a reasonable temp. Shake up. So at least that'll be reasonably runny. See, I don't need that anymore. So it's a little bit that is left. I actually could pull that back in the can because it's just paint and reducer. Well, base and reducer, if you know what I mean. Like, there's no hardener in that, so I can actually, I could throw that back in the can if it needs a touch up or a repaint or repair somewhere else. You know, we've got the colour then. Yeah, hopefully Mum doesn't ever need it. Once, you know, hopefully Dad will get, I don't know whether he'll get good enough or not, but hopefully he's able to at least enjoy maybe a couple of small trips in it, apart from going to frickin' hospitals and shit. So I'll drag the seat over here. We'll have a wait for a few. I'll just flip through some messages and whatever. We'll just give this, you know, I don't know, 15-20 minutes more to cure properly. Well, good enough to put clear over anyway. And yeah, then we'll spray it.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm ever stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top,
I'm always flirting with pain, she like to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building.
I just want to put one more coat on, just letting it tap off. So I think that'll be pretty good. You know, it's going to be what it's going to be. Be definitely damn sight better than crack broken stuff. It won't be 100% perfect, but you know, you're not staring at it all the time. It's It's not a show car. That'll be pretty good. It's pretty good. And I managed to find another battery for one of my lights. I think I got the other ones at home. But yeah, I'm just trying to get enough light in here so I can see what I'm doing a bit easier. So yeah, that looks pretty good too. It'll be pretty tidy by the time you know, get everything back on it and plate and, you know, demask everything, you know, whatever. By the time you done all that, like, you're not going to be staring at it, so as long as it looks good from a glance, well, that's all that matters, eh? It's good. It's good enough at this point, you know what I mean? But it might be there on here. Nah, that's pretty good. Thought I might have had a run there, but it might be just a shadow. I just put a couple of those cups in there just to stop the paint from blowing back through around the plastic underneath, just to help. You know, when I'm blowing paint in around that area. You know, I'm not too worried about it, but I just poked a couple of cups in those holes just to help stop shit from blowing back in there. I just puffed a little bit of colour mainly down around the bottom where I just done a couple of minor repairs. I wasn't too fussed. It's going to be covered. I just blew some colour on there so if it never gets pulled off, it doesn't look that fucking, it doesn't look terrible with primer and shit in there. We'll give it another few minutes and just let that heat blow across it a bit more. And yeah, we'll smash another coat on and I'll bugger off.
While the haters be trying me, but they hate from inside. You see, hate themselves in society, so I let them speak quietly while my actions speak wider. See, they be hiding in privacy with the screen. Oh, the irony to hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety, we make our own rivalries. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything, it's killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So do better, work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't ever say never. And turn your mind into the truest of go-getters.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself.
Right, so just flip the heater off, it's still just cooling off. I think we'll be pretty good. That'll look nice once I've got that all re-gooed on. We'll start doing that tomorrow. Demask it, whatever. I'll come down here later on and demask it and we'll do a quick semi-final shot, I guess. Yeah. I just put a little bit of tape over that barcode that was in behind the number plate. I wasn't too worried about it. Just so it's doesn't disappear. Like, I'm not too worried about a little bit of an edge being there. It'll be right for what it is. But yeah, that's cool. Come down and demask it later on and we'll have a nosy and yeah, let this all cure up. I've still got to spray that black shit in behind there, but I'm not too worried about it. I just want to get it back together, get those bits hung on, glued on, the lights in, and then I can come back later on and I can maybe jack it up and lie underneath there, you know, next week or the weekend or something like that. I can muck around and do that. It's not too much of a biggie. It's not super critical at the moment. That's better. I'll get out of here. My eyes are starting to sting. This frickin' all the fumes and shit. Yeah, need a. Yeah, again, that'd be another thing. It would be good if I had that corner. Just quickly, if you haven't watched my earlier videos, there's a mezzanine there within a tractor, which is as big as this area here, which would actually be quite good to turn into a booth or a makeshift booth. Not so much a booth, but a reasonable booth, and put a couple of extraction fans in there and put a heap of lights in there so I can spray cars. Not so much this sort of shit, obviously. This is this will be a once in a blue moon sort of type thing. If you didn't watch the first video, we resprayed, re-cleared this, resprayed this and this and this, and touched up a bit of paint at the pillows and a couple of little spots. Just re-cleared this because it had dulled off, and I didn't want to change the colour just in case there was a little bit of difference. It's pretty close, but it was just dulled off. This was still nice and shiny, so we just re-cleared that the other day as well. So I've just got to put the plates back on and those lights back in the back, and get my white body sealer, seam sealer type, not seam sealer. Yeah, it is. It's not a seam sealer per se. It's one of those. It's like a what do you want to call it? It's like one of those body glues, but it's not the full-on one. It's not the full-on one that shrinks up. It just stays nice and supple. So put these back on. So yeah, there's a couple of hooks and a couple of screws, and the rest of it's held on with glue, which is a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. Anyway, righty. So now they actually get the door up, I need to flip the lights on. I just got here. This looks quite good. It's a pretty good match for colour, so that's good. It doesn't stick out, which is really good. And if there is any seam, it's in the middle of this edge. You know, I just wrapped a bit of tape around there, so it's not so obvious. So it's cool. And for, you know, it's not as though you're going to be. It's not one of those vehicles you're going to be in studying. It's not as though it's like a muscle car or anything like that. You know, it's good from a distance. You know, it's good from a couple of feet. So, you know, you're not going to be poking right in there and having a decent look. So, we'll get these bits, the last of the masking off, like the lights and bits and pieces and fittings and stuff. We'll get these edges cleaned up a little bit where I've got to put this glue back on and the stuff back on. I'll have to re-drill the couple of holes that were through these corners. Get that done. Yeah, hopefully it's all nice and dry and everything, so that looks good. And then we'll have to glue all these edges back on, which is going to be a pain, but it is what I have to do because it's got to be ready for the road by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So yeah, we've got to get it all back together, and you know, I've obviously got to get a bit of masking off there. When I get it outside, I'll grab the pressure washer, we'll get it sideways in here, and we'll just give it a quick rinse off. Just try and get the rest of the dust and shit off it. Give it a like good half by hosed off on the roof. Like I'll just get up on a ladder or something like that out there, or even stand on up on the top of that and just give it a half rinse across the roof, just to get the dust and the shit off it. And once we've got all the stuff glued on, you know, I'll probably do that later in the day. Just give this half a chance to cure on. But yeah, and I've got to find some bolts for that freaking bonnet. Around here, I just closed it for a couple of photos yesterday. But yeah, I need to get these bolts done up properly. Yeah, I'm working with, I've obviously got to de-dust this. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the colour match is actually pretty good. It doesn't stand out, which is good. Like at some point, I'll give this a wee light denib, and we'll get a little bit of crap out of it, or at least off the top, and we'll just give it a buff at some point. Not too worried about it at the moment. You know, if it doesn't get done for a wee while, it's not going to matter shit. But it'd just be nice to get rid of some of the crap, and you know, once we give it a wash and everything, you know, we might be just run around it with my little buff and just buff these edges a little bit so it's a little bit tidier. But yeah, we'll denib it and give it a wee wet and dry, you know, later on. I think the back will be fine. It's pretty good. There's a little bit of crap in it, but I think it'll be okay for what it is. Right. Righty, so I just test fitted that on. I've put the light back in. I haven't obviously hooked it up. And I've just demasked the tow bar, and I've screwed the little trailer plug back in. I haven't put the number plate back on yet. But I'm just going to take that back off. And I've just got the sausage glue stuff that I used on the underside of that to hold that together. So that's what I'm going to use on here. But what I'll do is I've got to go, I guess you would call it all the inside of this, plus some glue on here, so when it slips on, it glues this piece on. And then we've obviously got a couple of screws that go in here and here, and we've got a clip here that holds on. So I'll probably put a bit of goo on there too. Probably just put a dollop of glue on that, so when we push it on, that'll help hold it, stops it from moving. It shouldn't move, but just in case, because this bugger all holds it on. And then once I've got it sitting in place, and this is glued, and obviously these bits are glued onto there, we've got a bit of goo on here. Then I will go around and, I don't know, hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you should have been. Then I will go around with the tape, and I'll go like this, just leave myself a little edge all the way around, just to give you an idea. And I will also do it on here the best I can, all around the edge of this, and I'll put it seam of that ship around, and when that dries, hopefully it'll end up being the same thing as what the other stuff is. Yeah, and that should glue it on. That's what it's designed for. So yeah, just have a look, a little white bead of that snot all the way around here. I don't know if it was around those edges. Let's have a wee look. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we'll just glue it on. You can see the rest of the body where it is, and then eventually we'll get in behind, and another day we'll just have to do that under sealing stuff a wee bit later on in the track. It's not going to matter for a wee while. If I have to get it back in here and try and get it up a wee bit higher at the back. I think Dad's even got some ramps somewhere that it's probably even back it up on. Get it a couple of feet off the ground. We can have it clean up in there, wipe up, get in there some brake clean, some wax and grease remover, and just give it a good wipe in the back, and then we can spray that stone chip coating in there afterwards. I was hoping to do that whole inside, but I just don't have the time, and the weather's fought me with the temperature, so. Undo that one screw that I've got them down here. grab those couple bits of tape up from the top, and then we'll sort the front out, and I'll back it out. Right, here you go, guys. So I forgot to make a ending field video yesterday, just of the finished result, because I just keep getting interrupted with different things. You see in one clip there, my uncle pulls up in his camper with a fireplace to repair, to putting a duck shooting hut out Tiwaiwai. But yeah, so you can see here the finished result. It's got a little bit of frost on it, but it is what it is. I've still got to do the final wet sand and buff on the front stuff to denib it, and a few bits and pieces like that. But yeah, and clean up. We're going to get stickers for it, and a few other little things like that. And I've still got to do the texture coating underneath this back edge, and underneath that back edge. Still got to do all that at some point. But yeah, apart from that, that's it done. So yeah, like you wouldn't know that I'd painted that, and there's just a very faint edge in that groove, which I don't think will ever matter. Anybody can notice it. There's one wee spot here that might be a little thin in paint, but kind of is what it is. It's just one of those weird areas that I was trying to get back into, but it must have just been a wee bit light there. And I did notice a couple little extra spots with some paint chipping, like here, and a couple other things I might just have to dab with a wee bit of paint at some point. And there's a little bit down there, and I think there was another little piece down here somewhere I did notice afterwards. The paint obviously is not very well done on some of these, but my uncle's one, he said it's the same in a couple of wee spots, so I think he's going to get me to touch it up at some point too. Anyway, make that the end. Thanks for watching.